It's July 31st, 2021, and here I am at the Old Derby, Connecticut, Uptown Burying Ground, also known as Colonial Cemetery. Oldest stone remaining, Reverend John Bowers from 1687. 241 years between the first and last stone placed in this cemetery. This sign was donated and erected by the Derby Historical Society. So here I am, Damon Lesjack, son of John Lesjack and Penelope Wooster. Wooster being my mother's maiden name and therefore making me a descendant of Edward Wooster from, he was born in 1622 in England and came to the New World in the first record of him is 1642. I'd be interested in learning what ship he came over and exactly the date there that he came over, but he's recorded in records of 1642 and is apparently he came over not exactly to the Plymouth colony, but somewhere here in Connecticut, and was part of the formulation of a little bit of New Haven. He was in the politics and whatnot, and but particularly the town of Derby, where his final resting place is here. And I'm looking for his headstone, which is reportedly here somewhere. Very old cemetery along the river in Derby. He was one of the first settlers of Derby. So, an interesting place for him to end up. And I'm just sort of wandering around at the moment. I don't know exactly. I figured it's not too big of a space. So, but the headstones are pretty old. Not easy to read in general. I don't want to walk on them so much, but some of them you can see are like sort of tiny and not too distinguishable. This one has eroded completely. There's son of something you can read on there. Here's 1853. I thought about maybe finding more of where this was exactly before starting up the video, but I also thought it would be fun to discover it together. Whoa, here's somebody that's got a friend or come back out of hiding. Here's Thomas Harsey. He's got quite a plinth going on there from 1732. Was his demise? Oh, it's a whole family. 1807. But one of the older graveyards of, I'm not sure, immigrants or people born in the United States. Or 16, before the United States officially was a thing, but pretty extensive collection here of remains. 1808. I didn't get an exact point of where the headstone of Edward Wooster is, but it's not that big of a space, so any point would just be sort of the whole thing. I figured it would be sort of on the fringe since he was the founder and one of the earlier headstones, but I'm also not sure exactly where to look. There's like a newer, like here's these ones that are just barely even, like this one's just sort of not quite even there, but then there's ones that have been restored or made new from somebody who died in 1849. age 42, Sydney Alling. 1867. So maybe I will curtail the video and return when I've more closely examined the exact gravestone of my ancestor, and perhaps your ancestor if you're related to me. I do a lot of these for my kids who aren't really in touch with me for whatever reasons, and just interesting, like tracking down our ancestral home in Slovenia for my father's side. They came over they left Slovenia in 1892 and arrived in Pennsylvania in 1893. So they left Slovenia 1892 and went to Germany to do some work and get some cash together. Then took the Austrian prince over to, that's the ship, to the UK, and then took the British prince from the UK, from I believe Liverpool to Pennsylvania, which I didn't realize people could land in Pennsylvania, but there they were. May 10th of 1893. The Lesjak family, who spelled it differently then, and I always figured it got transfigured on Ellis Island somehow, but that's not actually what happened. 1799. Here we go. In memory of Edward Wooster, 1622 to 1689. The first permanent settler of Derby, 1651. The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. There you have it, two ancestors. One in 2021 here, and one that was born in 1622 and rested here as of 1689 and is still resting. So, I don't know, full circle of some kind. Alright, thanks for joining me. Yeah, I don't know, like history roots way back through time to some sort of beginning, some sort of the vision that Edward Wooster had on leaving where he was from and creating what he created, and much gratitude from I don't even know how many great grandsons I would be from him, but I do appreciate his extreme efforts, it must have been, to be one of the early colonialists, one of the early settlers with that vision. So thank you, Edward, and thank you, viewer, for joining me on this discovery.